The Marcos Duterte political alliance remains strong and solid, and no better proof of it than in today's budget hearing for the office of the Vice President, which breezed through proceedings sans the slightest resistance, thanks to the presidential son's intercession, as Kenneth Paciente narrates in this report.
The proposed funds of the Office of the Vice President and DepEd underwent its budget hearing by the House Committee on Appropriations. The OVP seeks 2.385 billion pesos funding for fiscal year 2024. But in less than an hour, the proposed budget of the OVP breezed through the House's committee-level proceedings.
In line with the long-standing tradition of giving the Office of the Vice President parliamentary courtesy, I move to terminate the budget of the Office of the Vice President.
But some members of the committee didn't agree, so a vote was necessary.
Those who are in favor for the motion to terminate the discussion for the Office of the Vice President, please raise your hands. We have 21 members of the Committee on Appropriations manifesting for the approval of the motion. The chair declares for the motion to terminate the presentation of the budget approved.
ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro even tried to file a manifestation to continue deliberation, but she was told just to submit her manifestation. In a separate statement, VP Sara says OVP has already identified where the 2022 OVP confidential funds will be used, and insisted that there was no irregularity in its disbursement. The Vice President also encouraged some groups to stop castigating if there is no enough proof. VP Sara also said that OVP fund will be used to finance its programs, just like the establishments of OVP satellite offices to bring the OVP services closer to remote or far-flung areas, as well as the Libreng Sakay program, burial and medical assistance the OVP has long funded.
We are here to propose our budget request of 2.3 billion to support our operations, continue our programs, and extend the reach of OVP services throughout the country.
Meanwhile, at the DepEd's budget hearing, legislators trashed out a number of issues, including salary increase and service credit of teachers, things that are being addressed by the DepEd.
We were directed by our kalihim, our vice presidents, to contract out a study. We're working on the flow of salary increase based on inflation po. We used to leverage our rates with the private sector. We cannot anymore make reference to the rates of the private sector.
The DepEd was also asked about its confidential funds. VP Sara explained the department needs these because basic education is connected to national security.
There is a purpose and a need for confidential funds in the Department of Education because basic education is intertwined with national security. But of course, as we always say, we leave it to the discretion of the members of the House of Representatives and the Senate, the wisdom of granting confidential funds to the Department of Education.
VP Sara insisted the DepEd is in need of help from the PNP, NBI, and AFP to ensure schools and students are safe. But she said it doesn't necessarily mean they receive compensation or allowances from the confidential funds of the DepEd. Kenneth Paciente for The Nation.